how would you hit like $10,000 a month in the next 30 days? Like what you did back then, how would you do that?
Really simple. I really think that a lot of people overcomplicate things. And the first thing I would do is go crazy on social media. And I'm not even talking about paid ads. I'm talking about starting with organic traffic because
Yeah.
you have to build
Mhm.
up your organic traffic first, your organic posts, so people know who you are. They know about your business. They know about your services. You can go and just knock on doors, right? But there's only so many doors that you can knock on. You can
Yeah.
be very new to social media, very new to posting. You may feel like an amateur, you may feel lost, but in the same token, you could post a video and accidentally, okay? Repeat that. You accidentally go viral, but if you never post that video, you'll never know. And right now, it's 2026. We live in a time where people they don't really ask for your business card anymore. They actually go
Yeah.
directly to your Facebook, they go to your Instagram, they go to your TikTok, and they try to, kind of stalk you and see what you're
Yeah.
doing on social media to kind of vet you to see if you're the real deal. Do you
Yeah.
actually know what you're talking about? So, yes, go with friends, family members, coworkers, people that you know within arm's reach that you can help, but you're not gonna get rich off of that, number 1. Number 2, you're gonna run out of friends and family members. You don't wanna be that person that's always selling the people that you know,
Yeah.
and so you gotta really go crazy on social media. The second thing I would do besides posting is everyone that likes your post, everyone that comments,
Yeah.
they didn't have to comment. I appreciate every like and every comment. That goes a long way. How do you show love back? Well, you go to their page, comment, and like some of
Yeah.
their stuff. That way, that builds trust, that builds a little bit of engagement. But then also, if they're liking or commenting on your stuff, it's for a reason, right? They may not turn into a client, but they may have questions. So that's where you want to organically reach out to them. Hey, thanks for liking my post. Did you have any questions? Start that organic conversations because that right there, a lot of times will turn into a sale. But if you never reached out to them, they most likely are not going to reach out to you. So again, go crazy on social media, comment and like on everybody's page that's like and commenting on yours. Uh, DM them a message, something simple. Hey, thanks for liking my post. Did you have questions on how to repair your credit? Or again, just keep it real simple and
Yeah.
that will create some engagement, some movement. That's what I would do for sure.
And bro, like how many would you videos would you recommend someone really need to post organically? Like, is there any specific number?
If I had to give you a number, I would say 3 to 5 on a daily basis. So if you're starting
That's
from
amazing.
0 and you have
Yeah.
no post, I feel like you want to ramp up as quickly as possible. And it's not about the likes, it's actually not about the comments. It's
Uh-huh.
about having your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok. When people go to your page, you want
Mhm.
them to be able to scroll through and be able to watch as much content as possible. Because look
Mm.
at it from this perspective. The more and the longer that they're on your page, the more time that they're spending with you. The more
Yeah.
time that they spend with you, the more they get to know you, the more they get to know your product, the more they get to know your service. Eventually, they like you, they trust you, and then eventually they'll call you and pay you. But if
Yeah.
there's not enough content, then that's never going to happen. Your content is it gives you the ability to display your knowledge about credit, your knowledge about your services. You can give them an insight on how you could potentially help them, just like you've helped all the other clients that you have helped in the past. So your content is really a portfolio of what can happen if they hired you for your services.
Was the number one mistake that keeps most of the credit repair business broke?
The number one mistake that's going to keep you broke if you're starting or scaling a credit repair business is not charging enough. A lot of people are doing 150 a month, $500 flat fee, and that's it. Well, you got to think about there's a cost to doing business. You got to pay for your software. You got to pay for if you're outsourcing the disputes, that might cost you $30 per round. You got to pay for the internet. You got to pay for the phone that you're talking on.
Mhm.
If you have multiple, like go high level, if you're using
Yeah.
different systems, all of this costs money. This comes from somewhere. And when you really think about it, we don't have time to do it on this call, but when I've done this hundreds of CROs, and when we break down the cost that's associated, especially if you're running ads, you got to factor that cost in, right? So there's multiple costs. We can go on. And when you boil it down, it really ends up being about $80 to $100 a month to service the
Yeah.
client. Now, if you're like me, where I have a brick and mortar, people can physically come into this office, into our location, and I could do a credit consultation. Lisa can fix their, help them with their taxes.
Yeah.
So there's a cost. It's expensive to run a business of any kind,
Yeah.
not just credit. So you got to think about that before you price your services. What is your cost to acquire the client? And then what is your cost to service the client? That ends up being about $80 on the low end, by the way. So if you think about it, let me get the calculator real quick. So let's say it takes you, let's kind of meet in the middle. When I tell my clients how long it takes us to fix their credit, it's usually 90 to about 180 days. So that's 3 to 6 months. So let's say 4 months, right? So if it's 4 months, what's my calculator? So if I do 80, let's say it costs me $80 a month to service that client, right? And it takes you 4 months to fix that person's credit. Well, think about it. You got to pay your software every month. You got to pay for disputing rounds every month. You
Yeah.
got to pay for marketing every month. All of these costs are associated that you have to pay every single month. So
Exactly.
80 times 4 is $320. So if I had to pay over a 4-month period, a total of $320. So think about that. If I only charge $500 to fix credit and I got to subtract that 380, my profit, my take home is $180. That's it. So a lot of people think, oh, well, yeah, they paid me $500 today in full. Yeah, but you still gotta pay to service that client, to fix that
Yeah.
person's credit, plus everything that else that's attached to it. So when you really think about it, and this is without notice, I didn't say anything about payroll. I didn't say anything about your customer service. I didn't say nothing about no sales team. I didn't say nothing about it. If you have a customer service team, if you have sales reps, that's even more. So
Yeah.
this number is actually higher. On the low end, you're making $180 profit. I don't know about you. I'm not trying to make just $180. You know what I'm saying? So people are not charging enough and not realizing it. And then this is when they realize it 6 months later, a year later, when they're like, man, I've been working 6, 7 days a week. But when I look at my bank account online, I'm like, I'm broke. Like these numbers don't make sense. But I'm working 70, 80 hours a week. Was because you're not charging enough. If you guys learn anything out of this entire just this session that we're doing right now, increase your price to a minimum of $1,000. Increase your prices to $1,000. I sell credit repair all day, every day at $1,500 and up. So
Yeah.
in order for you to make a decent profit, it should really be at I have over 500, almost 600 students right now in my school community, and everybody that I coach, they're charging $1,000 or more. So if they can
That's
and
amazing.
I can do it, I know you guys can do it. So
Absolutely. Guys, bottom line, charge more. That's it.
charge more.
It's keeping you broke.
There's other things that are attached to it. So when you increase the price, you have to increase the value. If
Yeah.
you wanna learn how to increase the value, 2 things. Continue watching this right now
Yeah.
because we're about to drop some more gems on you, but then also tap into my school community. So we'll make
Yeah.
sure we put that link in there, as well.
Absolutely. What changed when you crossed that $50,000 a month mark?
Man, my team had to get bigger. So as you start getting more clients, start to realize that, okay, I can't be on customer service calls all day because,
Yeah.
if you're on a 20-minute customer service call and 20 minutes goes by fast when you're doing customer
Yeah.
service. If you do that 5 times out of the day, half your day is gone. So
Yeah.
then you got to think about, wow, I've been doing customer service for the last couple of hours when I could have been on the phone, closing more deals, making more money. So you have to hire and delegate. Now, the other thing is you also got to spend time.
Yeah.
I still have my morning meetings every day and I train my team every single day. And when I say every day, guys, I mean every day. My sales team, my customer service, this is a team effort. And
Yeah.
your team is only going to perform as well as their leadership. So if
Yeah.
there's horrible leadership in your business, that's on you. If your team is not giving your clients updates if they're not calling to correct and resolve the credit monitoring issues because people
Yeah.
pay their credit monitoring. If they're on a payment plan where they're paying $300 a month for credit repair, well,
Mhm.
that payment sometime is gonna decline. You
Yeah.
don't have time to chase that person. Customer service needs to do that. So when you're at $50,000 a month, you are gonna be running into declined payments. You are gonna be running into credit monitoring issues. You are gonna have to call these clients to give them updates. Now, that's something I highly recommend you don't skip. It takes a team of people to do that, and it takes good leadership so that way your team can operate at an elite level and your customers have a great experience for the next 3 to 6 months that they're gonna be with your credit repair company. So at $50,000 a month, you gotta have a solid team. If you don't have a solid team, you're actually crippling your business and you're stunting your growth by not having a bigger team.
How many employees do you currently have now? And when did you decided to start hiring? Like, was it 10K a month, 20K a month? Like, what are the numbers?
So right now we have 21 employees. Yeah, 7 of them are sales reps. The rest are customer service. I have a marketing team that does the editing and all that stuff. Um, I have a billing team. So without them, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in. But I didn't decide to start hiring people when I started making a certain amount of money. I actually didn't look at it like that. When your first employee, I recommend, especially when you're running ads, is hiring an appointment center.
Yeah.
Now, everyone is a little different. Now, but I would say if I had to give you just a simple answer, your first employee should be an appointment center. And this is the reason why. When you hire Harshal, it's like a light switch. You turn on that light, you got leads coming in, especially when you do it the right way. And that's a good and a bad problem because what happens is now let's say you got 10 leads. Let's stick to easy numbers. Let's say you got 10 leads coming in every day. Today's Monday. You got 10 leads a day, 10 leads
Yep.
tomorrow, all the way 10 leads every day off, all up until Friday. Now, Friday comes, what happens to the leads from Monday? Are you following up with those leads in the DM? Because if not, those leads are getting pushed to the bottom. An appointment setter is going to message those leads because sometimes a lead will hit you up and then they don't even respond. They literally just message you, but they don't even respond back. So
Yeah.
you in your head, you might think, oh, that person's not interested or that's a dead lead. But that's what the appointment setter is there for. The appointment setter is going to revive that conversation and turn it into a phone call so that way you can close that lead, right? So an appointment setter would be the first person I hire. And then when it comes to customer service, when you have, and everybody's a little different. So this is where you, as the business owner, you're going to be able to feel the weight of the business. Meaning, when you start doing more customer service than sales calls, that's a sign right there that you need to hire
Yeah.
somebody. So that happens, and I'll give you a number. That happens when you have about 50 to 100 active clients. So somewhere between 50 and 100 active clients, that weight is going to start to shift because people are
Yeah.
going to call you. Hey, Harshal, I hired you. What's up with my credit? Hey, Harshal, I hired you. I haven't seen my score go up. Hey, why do I got to keep this credit monitored? They have a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
You don't have time to do that, right? You don't have time to answer all those questions because you'll be stuck on the phone with customer service rather than sales. So again, the number is 50 to 100 clients. That's when you should hire a customer service person. And then when it comes to sales, this is when it's a good time to hire a salesperson. When you can provide that salesperson a minimum of brand new 5 to 10 leads. 10 is
A day.
is like yeah, a day, per day, correct. 10 is the magic number. Why is 10 the magic number? Because think about it. If somebody gets 10 brand new leads every single day, they should be able to close 2 of them, minimum,
Yeah.
because let's be real for a second. You got 10 inquiries. Let's not even call them leads, right? You got 10 inquiries that come in. They go to your DM, you message them. Let's say 3 of them don't even respond. That means you got 7 inquiries left over. Now, you're having a conversation with those 7 people. Out of the 7, 5 actually give you the phone number. The other 2 kinda just fell off in the air somewhere. So now you got 5 people that gave you their phone number. You have 5 consultations. Now,
Mhm.
3 of them let's say 2 of them don't qualify. Maybe they didn't have a job. Maybe they didn't have no money whatsoever. So now you got 3 consultations. Out of the 3, you should be able to close 1 to maybe all 3. So at
Yeah.
10 inquiries, you should be able to get 2 deals. That's how you know, okay, if I hire a sales rep and they're closing 2 deals a week because I'm giving them 10 leads a week, 10 leads a day, bro, that's 10 sales a week that they're bringing in. That's 40 sales a month off of 1 sales rep. It's all about knowing your numbers. If you don't know these numbers, that's the problem. Because you
Yeah.
think, okay, I'm gonna hire somebody and I'm just gonna make sales. You gotta make sure that you're providing them enough leads so they can provide you enough sales.
Do you think, like maybe in the future or right now, because we've been testing this out, do you think AI chatbot is going to release appointment setup?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm using an AI bot right now.
Yeah.
So let me tell you my favorite thing about using AI bot. When it's done properly, it doesn't sound like an AI bot.
Exactly.
It talks like a real person, and it makes the lead, it makes them feel more comfortable. That's
Yeah.
the first thing. Number 2, the AI bot, unlike a human, the AI bot works 24/7. So,
Exactly.
man, sometimes I wake up in the morning, most days, I wake up in the morning and I see leads coming in at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. When you hire an appointment setter, it's a human being. They take
Exactly.
breaks, they take lunch breaks, they take bathroom breaks. They may have to take off of work because they're sick. An AI bot, there's none of that. It works 24/7. So you constantly have leads coming in. Um, but this is also what I would recommend. Have someone, if not yourself, monitor the conversation a
Yeah.
little bit. Just because, listen, again, this is Rob the credit guy keeping it real. Once again, no fluff. AI is not perfect. The way, but the way I look at it is if we can get the AI to work 90, even if it's 90% of the time where it works perfectly, 90%, the other 10%, I could deal with that. I'm not too stressed about it. But if it works 90% of the time, how many more leads would you get? Right?
Yeah.
It's good, and it's having multiple conversations at the same time. So, man, AI bot is where it's at.
It's included with our services.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You see, I need to connect with Harshal because you get the leads, you get the AI bot, you get to go high level. Like, guys, there's nobody else
Both
who's
exactly,
better than
bro.
Harshal in this team.
God is great, bro. I appreciate you. Yes,
Every
sir.
day.
Thank you, bro. So again, bottom line, guys, in the beginning, just try to hire appointment setter as along the side, like maybe you could also have AI chatbot and then slowly and steadily scale. Okay. Sounds good, bro.
And by the way, Harshal has my exact script that I use
Yeah.
for my AI bot. So
Yep.
there's no reason
100%, bro.
why you're not gonna be winning.
Absolutely, 100%, bro. How do you consistently generate qualified leads?
Asking the right question. So the first thing that happens is the lead are gonna go to my DM. As soon as they go to my DM, I ask them 3 to 5 maximum. I don't do more than 5 because then they
Yeah.
just get
It's too
comfortable
much.
in the DMs. Yeah, they get
Maybe two
comfortable
to
in the
three is
DMs.
good.
Yeah, so I ask a minimum of 2 to 3 questions so I can get some engagement. Then I get them on the phone. Once I get them on the phone, I continue to ask pre-qualifying questions, but I'm not drilling them with questions, right? The first question I typically ask is, "Hey, Harshal, once we fix your credit, what is it that you're looking to accomplish?" Harshal says, "Man, I'm looking to buy a house." Great. And this is another question that you have to, this is a must. Ask them, "Listen, are you 30, 60, or 90 days behind on any of your open accounts?" That question right there is going to determine if they're caught up on their bills right now. Because if they're not caught up on their bills right now, how can they afford to pay your services? You're most likely doing them an injustice by signing them up because they may not be able to continue with the payments because they're already, if you were to add any questions to your arsenal of pre-qualifying questions, let it be that. I'm telling you, you'll be able to find out
Mm.
if they have money or not within the first 5 minutes. So making sure that you get, by the way, let me just add, because this part is really important. Whether you get the lead from Harshal or whether it was a friend or a family member that comes your way. Because sometimes it be the friends and family members that waste your time the most. So Treat every lead the same. This is why I highly recommend using a sales script, asking the same pre-qualifying questions to
Yeah.
everyone, because now you are able to determine whether that person is wasting your time or whether they're
Yeah.
a real buyer. The more time that you spend with real buyers, the more money you're gonna
Mhm.
make. Because some people will say, "Oh, the leads suck, they're not qualified." No, you're just not asking the right questions. It's
Mm.
up to you because you're the professional, right? These people, they know that they need to fix their credit. But just
Yeah.
because they know that they need to fix their credit doesn't mean that they're gonna come to you and just say, "Here's my debit card, I'm ready to go." No, a lot of people need to be pushed into the direction that they were already headed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They need to be pushed into the direction that they were already headed. They just want to know that it's you because you have the knowledge, you have the capability, they trust you, they like you. And because of that, they're going to pay you. But it's
Yeah.
not about what you say, it's about how you say it.
Bro, what's the biggest mistake people make when running ads?
Really, there's a couple of them. So let's kind of run through this real quick. Number one, I'm not a big fan of the calendar, right? They send it to a calendar. Yeah, why does the calendar not I'm not saying the calendar doesn't work. So let me clarify. My goal as a coach and Harshal as your marketing person, as your marketing company, is to help you convert the leads into a
Is a
sale as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So what's going to you have to look at what's going to convert higher. So one of the mistakes that people make is they send it to a calendar. Well, this is what happened. They send it to a calendar. They book the call for either later today or tomorrow or the next day. By that time, that person already forgot. But then you're like,
Yeah.
well, I send them a reminder. I send them a text. I send them an email. Listen, you can send them 30 text messages, send them 30 emails. You can even call them and say, hey, are you going to show up tomorrow to your appointment at 3 o'clock? You can do all of that. But then what happens is their people's attention span is very, very small. Yeah, even with all the reminders, they lost interest. And then
Yeah.
now, what is their number one excuse? I'm at work. I'm busy. Something always comes in the way. Why? Because it's human nature. A lot of us know that we should be doing something, but we tend to procrastinate on that something. It's natural.
Yeah.
It's human. It's in us. The best time to close a deal is right now. As soon as they hit your inbox, that's why it's important for you to message them. Hey, Harsh,
Yeah.
what's going on with your credit? Start a conversation, engagement right there. So again, forget about the calendar. Use the calendar when necessary. So if somebody tells you, I can't talk right now, hey, not a problem. Can you talk later today? Put it on your
Mhm.
calendar. But at least you're trying to get them on the phone now. That's the key,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Take action. You want to take action now. Think about the people that are watching this right now. Think about the people that are watching our video. You know why you guys are
Why?
watching this? Because you want answers right now. Not because you want answers the next day or the next video. You want answers right now. That's why
Yeah.
you're watching this video. It's the same thing with your customers. When they contact you, they want answers now. The second thing is besides the calendar is everybody thinks they need this fancy funnel and they need to spend $5,000 on a funnel and blah, blah, blah. Don't need that. As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, I'm not saying funnels don't work, but this is what happens. There's pros and cons to everything. If somebody goes to your funnel, which most likely has a questionnaire of 3 to 5 questions, some of y'all got questions, 10 different questions before they can speak to anybody. And then you send them to a calendar on top of that. That's what happens. Those people that go through the funnel and answer all those questions, are they a more qualified lead? Yes, I would agree to that. But how many people are falling off halfway through? Not that they're not qualified, it's just they're fucking lazy. They don't answer your 13 questions to get next funnel and the next funnel. This doesn't mean that they're not qualified. That just means I want to talk to somebody now. Don't put me through your sales
Exactly.
funnel. I don't want
Yeah.
to go through that. It's better for you to pick up the phone, call them, and then close it.
Yeah. Do you actually need to know how to dispute? Like, really, in order for them to make money in the credit repair?
Not need to know how to just okay. That is a myth. Um, I feel like it's good for you to know the basics, but you do not have to be an expert. That is
Yeah.
the best thing that in our industry is the best disputer doesn't mean that you know how to make money. Think about it like this. There's a lot of people that have a master's degree They went to school for years, but then they work at Target. Listen, a diploma is not gonna make you money. Just because you know how to dispute doesn't mean that you're gonna run a successful credit repair business. You gotta know how to market, you gotta know how to sell. My what a big part of what has made me successful is, number 1, having Harshal and his team, so having you guys generate the leads. The second thing is having an amazing sales team, and then the third thing is having an outsourcing company that takes care of all of my disputes. That way, I don't have to worry about what letter goes with what. Listen, if
Yeah.
you wait until you know everything about disputing, you're not start your business till a year later, 2 years later. That's just the truth,
Crazy.
because
Yeah.
disputing is always changing, right? This marketing is always changing. That's why I hire the experts to do it. So I don't have to worry about Facebook and Instagram changing this and changing that. There's so many different methods and strategies when it comes to disputing. You do not have to be an expert at it. Do I think that you should maybe take a course and at least know the basics of it, so that way when you hire an outsourcing company, they're not screwing you over or taking advantage of you? Absolutely. I do think you should know the basics of it. But if you wanna make money and you wanna make money fast, hire
Mhm.
a reliable outsourcing company that can get your clients results, that's, repairing their credit within 3 to 6 months, and then you can focus more on what we call as income producing activities, meaning
Yeah.
the marketing and the sales. So while you're making money, somebody else is out there doing all the disputes, the heavy lifting. You're looking like the superhero, again, cashing in. Harsh and his team are bringing in all the leads. It is a team effort. That's the best way to grow and scale your business fast.
Bro, how do you handle haters and negative comments?
Man, if you look at my block list, how many people I block, it's literally in the hundreds. I'm not kidding. The way I look at it is, some people would say, well, I get motivated by the haters. Not me, because I don't even give them that much credit. I don't give them that much time or energy, that much,
Yeah.
right? So your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, that's not just your social media platforms. That's your business. I'm not going to let somebody come into my office or into my house and spit on the floor. Why would I let somebody disrespect my social media?
Yeah.
Especially my ads. Let's talk about
Yeah.
this real quick, because this is important. When
Mhm.
you're running ads, the first thing I do when I wake up, literally out of bed, is I check my ads and I check the comments, because you'll get a lot of haters in your comments of your ad, not just the organic stuff, but in your ad. And they'll say stuff like, cap, this is not true, this company sucks. Meanwhile, these are not even people that have even used your services before,
Yeah.
which is crazy to me. These are just social media bullies, right? So
Yeah.
the first thing I do is I go and delete the comment. Once I delete the comment permanently off of the ad, right? Then I go and I block that person. Why do I block them? Because I don't want them to see my ad again. And then
Again, exactly.
then they're leaving negative comments on my ad.
Yeah.
Because you got to look at it a step further. You got people that are seriously inquiring about your services. And when they see your ad and they see you in the ad, they're like, wow, this guy really knows what he's talking about. Let me see the comments, right? Because everybody goes to the comments. And imagine you have a bunch of haters in your comments just talking shit on your ad. That's the first impression that a
Yeah.
real lead is going to get. And if you're not monitoring that, then the person's gonna be like, "Why are they leaving all this nasty comments on the ad?" It
Yeah.
doesn't look good, it doesn't make you look reputable, it does nothing for you. The only thing that it does is hurt your reputation. So, I always delete the comments and I always block that person. Now, on the flip
Mm.
side, there are some negative comments that aren't entirely negative, which gives you the ability to respond back and make you look
Yeah.
professional. That I just you gotta kinda go through the comments and see
Yeah.
which ones are worth keeping and which ones are not worth keeping. Again, delete it and block. Listen, you got to protect your energy. I'm a
Yeah.
big believer in, if I allow any kind of negativity in my life, it's just not going to be a good thing. So I always
Yeah.
just delete the comment and block that person.
What separates your top student from the one who struggle right now?
Well, in my school community, I have over 500 people, close to 600 people that I'm actively coaching right now. And the ones that are doing 10, 20, $50,000 a month, are the ones that communicate, right? There's a lot of coaching programs that you might pay $5,000, $10,000 for a coach or mentor, and then you text your coach or your mentor, and you don't even get a message back. They don't even respond, right? So I'm the opposite. I tell people all day, every day, listen, you can message me as much as you want inside of the school community. So on top of
Yeah.
taking the course where I walk you through how to be successful, I give you the blueprint. But on top of that, you have unlimited access to me, right? So think about it like this. If you are trying to get good at soccer and you have a coach, but you don't really show up to practice, how are you supposed to get good if you're not
Yeah.
communicating with your coach? Your coach is supposed to walk you through each step and help you get better every
Yeah.
single day. Communication is important. If you don't communicate with your coach or your mentor, then he's going to assume that everything is good. You got everything figured out if you're not communicating, right? So you have to communicate with your coach, whether it's me or your other mentor, whoever it is.
Yeah.
Communicate with them with the big problems and even the little ones. Because sometimes it's the little problems and you make tweaks and adjustments in your business and how you operate. Sometimes that'll be the difference between you for 20,000 a month and $50,000 a month. Communication is key. My students, like I said, that are doing $50,000 a month, they hit me up all the time in school, and I'm walking them through how to overcome certain challenges so that way they can be massively successful. Because I can guarantee you, whatever problem or challenges you're having right now, I've had them over and over, and that's why I know how to solve those issues.
How important it is, bro, like for someone to have a mindset between someone who is really struggling or someone who is achieving the numbers they told you about.
Mindset, when you're an entrepreneur, your mindset has to be ruthless, all right? Because reality is, man, we all got excuses, right? My mom passed away when I was 9 years old. My sister
Mm.
passed away when I was in my early 20s. My dad sold drugs half of his life. I dropped out of high school. I had different people try to screw me over. There's a lot of things in life that are going to happen. You're going to lose loved ones. Business is not going to go the way you want it. We can sit here and exchange a bunch of valid excuses, right? But at the end of the day, how much time do you need to get over that? How much time do you have to say, okay, well, this happened. Okay, how long are you going to use it as an excuse? We all have
Yeah.
excuses, right? So success doesn't care about any of that. You have to stop being a little bitch and get over your shit because nobody
Yeah.
cares. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta put on your big boy, your big girl pants and say, all right, this happened to me, but I'm gonna keep it moving. Or you don't have to. You stay stuck right where you at.
Mm.
So mindset has a lot to do with success. You have to be persistent, have to be disciplined, and you just got to keep going. Having a coach
Mm.
and a mentor, having a coach and a mentor is going to help you get you to the right steps. But we can tell you what to do. But if you don't
Mm.
do it and you don't take massive action, you're never going to reach the level of success that you want to.
What's the fastest you have ever seen someone hit $10,000 a month?
I've had multiple students actually. Again, when you implement the organic posting mixed in with the ads, and even if you don't know how to sell, anybody can be taught how to pre-qualify and how to sell. You just got to be willing to do it. That's why I give you the sales script so that way you know exactly what to say and you don't have to guess, right? So there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to this, but if you are coachable and you don't think that you know everything. If you're charging $1,000, per client, imagine if everybody paid you in full. All you need is 10
Mm.
clients. You're already at 10
Yeah.
grand. So you make a lot of money very fast in this credit repair business if you do it properly. Even if they paid you half, that's $5,000 that you just made. If everybody just put down $500 down and then paid you the other 500 in 30 days or something like that, you create a payment plan that's still
Yeah.
5 grand. That's still 5 grand with only 10 clients, again, paying you half down. So, again, you can make a lot of money very
Yeah.
fast and you
For
do
sure.
things the right way. Always operate with good morals and ethics. That's why it's important also, again, to make sure that you have a great dispute and make
Yeah.
sure that you
Yeah.
are delivering not only great results, but fast results. And I've had people, that have had sales experience. They come from life insurance, from health insurance. They went door to door sales and they might be great salespeople at what they did previously. But you got to understand that credit repair sales is totally different. You have to understand psychologically how the customer thinks. If you don't know how they think and how they buy, you're not going to close deals. It's also about pre-qualifying. When you get a referral from a friend or a family member or a previous coworker, whatever, you should be closing that person at 90%. If you can't close them, then you really need my help. But, those are the people that you should be able to close fairly easy. But when you get a lead from the internet who doesn't know you, who most likely has
Exactly.
tried credit repair before and had a bad experience with some other credit repair
Mhm.
company, trust me, you have to overcome those objections to get them to trust you enough so that way you can actually make the sale. So that's why, again, using our sales script that it works. We've been using it for over 10 years and I have 7 sales reps right now, and all 7 of them stick to the script. Even my sales reps that have been with me for over a year, 2, 3 years, I have employees, and they use the same script. They read it right in front of them, and they're closing deals. Why? Because sales is saying the same thing over and over again. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
It's repetition.
How important it is in daily communication with a coach? Like, how important do you think?
Absolutely. Again, it's extremely important to make sure that you're communicating with your coach and your mentor, but not to the point where you're overwhelming them. But in the
Yeah.
same token, that's what we're here for, right? We don't want you to feel like you're lost or you have to do this on your own. I tell people communicate with me as much as you want because in my school community, you have direct access to me. You can
Yeah.
literally message me 15 times a day if you wanted to, and they're not gonna be talking to my customer service or my sales reps or my VAs. You're gonna be talking to me directly in my DMs, and I'm gonna be coaching you
Yeah.
every step of the way. The days of you trying to figure it out are over. That's what you're paying coaching and mentoring for, you know?
Yeah.
And if you're not getting that right now from your coach or mentor, where you can communicate with them on a daily basis, maybe you need a new coach.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who's the best out there, bro? It's just you, I feel. And there would be like, couple of them for sure. But I feel like in terms of selling and the other stuff, you're the best. That's what we are saying. Like, based on all the key studies even we have, most people know about this. But I do agree.
So let me clarify something because a lot of people know me as a sales coach, but I don't just teach sales because this is what happens. If I only teach you how to sell, you're not going to be successful. You're going to hit a level of success, but you could be a great salesperson. That does not mean that you know how to run a business. You actually have to be able to train your employees, which I teach you, right, in my coaching and mentoring. So you have to be able to train your employees. You have to be able to duplicate yourself. You got to have the automations. You have to know how to operate with customer service. There's a lot of things that you need to know outside of just sales. In our school community, I teach you all of that. So even having, for example, there's a lot of people that are using Stripe and PayPal and Cash App. Listen, you can't be using that kind of stuff. You're putting your business in jeopardy. They're gonna shut down your account. That has nothing to do with sales. I teach you all of this because I gotta make sure that if I'm coaching you, the
Yeah.
foundation of your business is set up properly. Because if the foundation of your business isn't set up properly, then I would be setting you up for failure. And that's the opposite of what we want.
If someone is watching this video and they want to scale like you, they want to make 50K a month, 100K a month, 150K a month, 200K a month. What should they do next?
Well, the first thing is connect with me because I'm very transparent. I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know to scale and grow your credit repair business. So I have so we'll make sure to drop that information in there.
Yeah.
It's free to gain access to the community, but then where it really gets interesting and when you really get the coaching is when you upgrade to the premium coaching, which is $97. So you're literally paying $100 a month to get direct access to me. You get the sales scripts, you get the customer service. I teach you how to train your employees. I'm even on a live Zoom call closing deals using the same script that I'm giving you guys. So there's hundreds of hours of training inside of the school
Mhm.
community that most people would pay five to $10,000 for, and I'm giving you direct access to it for $97. Not only again do you get direct access to all of that, but you can message me inside of school and talk to me directly so I can coach you through whatever issues or challenges that you're having. So
Yeah.
That would be the best thing is hiring a coach. When I first started this business, 16 years ago, I didn't have a coach. I didn't have a mentor. So I wasted a lot of time. I spent a lot of money trying to figure things out on my own. Those days are over. We can help you scale your business. And really, in just a couple of months, you can really be at $30,000, $50,000 a month if you work.
Yeah.